This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports. You're listening to TGI Sports Talk with your host Keith Angle on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Hey guys, Keith Angle for TGI Sports Talk with my weekly vlog right here on Northeast Streaming Sports. You'll also catch this on demand on Roku at any point in time once it's posted later this weekend. And you'll see it, you'll be seeing this. I'm not live. It's plausibly live, but you'll see this on Facebook and Twitter, YouTube. You can also catch the audio pretty much at any point in time on all the important podcast stations. Guys, I got to tell you, I skipped my vlog last week. I was just irritated about so many things last week. I just could not pick one to harp on. And I've still got many to harp on today, but I'm going to choose one. Major League Baseball under Rob Manfred. And again, this isn't, I guess I can't pin this all on Rob Manfred, but they continue to get it wrong. Continue to get it wrong. The latest incident, again, with all the other widespread stuff, which we're going to talk about as the season goes on, you're going to see a lot of these vlogs with an angry Keith, and I'm sorry about that. And I know some of you are going to agree with me, and maybe it's going to break down by age demographics. I don't know, and it shouldn't. My latest issue is this whole Clayton Kershaw debacle the other night. 7 innings, no hit, not no hit, perfect baseball pitching. No hits, no runs, no errors. And he pretty much breezed through this game. Now the debate becomes, and they take him out. Dave Roberts doesn't hesitate. Clayton Kershaw's the good soldier. He doesn't say a word. You cannot tell me Clayton Kershaw stomach isn't turning, that he gets no chance to go after this perfect game. 80 pitches, guys. 80 pitches. This isn't a no-hitter. 314 times we've had no-hitters in Major League Baseball, and it's become a fairly common occurrence because of, as I've had vlogs in the past, the fact that it's home runs, walks, or nothing in this league. Too often. There's only been 23 perfect games in Major League Baseball history, guys. Going back to when? I mean, listen, this game's 130 years old. 150 years old. What the hell am I talking about? 218,000 games played. More than that. Only 23 official no-hitters in perfect games in all that time. There hasn't been one in 10 years. The second longest streak in history. This still means something. These games still have historical significance that's ignored when we take into the account the way we have to count pitchers and manage workload for pitchers because they make so much money, basically. Is it right or is it wrong? I say it's wrong because you don't get a chance to see perfect games but once every 10 years in the history of baseball. 150 years of baseball and 23 no-hitters. 6.5 years is the average in between perfect games. You're more likely to see no-hitters, cycles, 4 home runs in a baseball game. And I've been inundated. If you've seen any of my posts or comments on some of the things I've seen this week, there's been people that have, and it's funny, it breaks down a lot through age demographics, as I said, where you stand on this. I've had people ridicule my opinion because Kershaw's only averaged 57 pitches over the last 2 years or 5.7 innings. And, I understand all that. I do understand we had a shortened spring training as well. But you could have put him out there, and if he started to struggle, you could have gotten him out of there in a hurry. You were not risking Clayton Kershaw's health with 10, 12, 15, 20 more pitches. And as Jack McDowell, I saw a post by Jack McDowell who was ridiculing this decision. Great Major League Baseball player, not nearly as good as Clayton Kershaw, in my opinion. I'm sorry, Jack. I still hope to have an interview with you at some point. But he talks about the fact that 80 pitches, they aren't all the same. He was cruising through this game. There were no difficult innings for him. Obviously, in a perfect game, how are there? That's the pitches. That's what people discount. And not every pitch is the same out of those 80. So did you throw 10 really difficult pitches that put a strain on your arm? Or did you throw 70? Now, again, I don't pretend to know what he did, but from all accounts that I've seen, he was coasting through this game. If you guys think the game was invented between 90 and 2000, that pitchers were programmed always to pitch 6 innings, 5 innings, 80 to 100 pitches. No, it was never that case. Guys would start 40 games, 35, 38, 40 games a year or more. Pitch 300 and up innings. Did they have arm injuries? Yeah, and you know what? They pitched through them. And a lot of them in the Hall of Fame today. Because they didn't protect pitchers. Now, to the argument about Clayton Kershaw, and he's not used to pitching more than what he pitched that other night, and you have to get him out of the game. Well, that's also a problem, a systematic problem in Major League Baseball, that these guys are trained not to pitch the most important parts of games. Because they're out before it's over. Long before the most important innings of the games are pitched. And that's one of the things that's so wrong with baseball. So wrong. I know some of you guys, younger guys, are going to say, oh, you're just an old fuddy-duddy and, the game's changed. Well, the game doesn't need to change fundamentally from the way it's been. There's been plenty of changes, some of them ridiculous, which I will continue to speak out about. But the way pitchers have been handled, starting pitchers in general, the way they handle pitching changes and everything in the game is ridiculous and part of the problem with the pace of play and all the things that people worry about. But it also is taken away from the history of the game. It stole a moment from Clayton Kershaw, from Dodger fans, from baseball fans in general, that could have happened. Do I know he would have gotten the next 6 outs? I do not. But it stole an opportunity from Clayton Kershaw and Major League Baseball fans as a role, which Major League Baseball is intent in doing these days, by the way. Stealing potential historic moments away from fans. They're really good at that these days. Now, we could talk about a couple of reasons why this was such a difficult decision to make. I said about the shortened spring training. I get it. But again, he was not out there laboring. You could have sent him out there again. And if you walk the guy, get him out. I don't care. No hitters are almost a dime a dozen today. But leave him out there till he walks a guy or gets in serious trouble. Pulling a guy who struggled not at all and barely broke a sweat with 80 pitches. Come on. And again, this was a no-hitter, not a perfect game. You walk somebody, take them out. I'm okay with that. Now, I know you got problems with his elbow, and he's had elbow problems in the past, and you have to take that in consideration. And I hear that, winning a championship is more important than a perfect game. Yes, but perfect games are historic moments, just like World Series are, just like World Series championships are. There's a World Series championship given out every year, by the way. Perfect games have happened 23 times in 150 years. So you tell me which is the more historic event. Pitch counts, again, we talked about pitch counts. We got to protect the arms. And look, this has become a plague in baseball. This is the way pitchers are trained from the time they become minor league pitchers to the time they get to the major leagues. Most of them, except for a handful, and Clayton Kershaw used to be one of them, would not be looking to come out of games. They'd be staring at managers in the dugout and daring them to come out and get them. There's not that many of them. There's the Scherzers. There's the Coles, the Verlanders, DeGroms. DeGrom. Maybe not DeGrom. And I'm missing some guys, but, I understand it. This was not 80 tough pitches that he threw here. I mean, if you took him out after 7 innings of 8 tough pitches in a 5-4 game where he was pitching under duress the entire time, well, then I understand it a little bit. The bigger picture for the team, I understand. You're in the business to win games and win the World Series. But when you, and again, it comes down to the another disease in Major League Baseball is having no feel for the moment of the game. This is a potential for a historic moment for Clayton Kershaw and all of Major League Baseball, including the fans who are constantly derided. Constantly. Can't keep happening, guys. This is still a spectator sport. Give the fans what they want. They want a chance to see a perfect game. How many people have witnessed, we talked about the fans in general. How about the fans in attendance at that game? You cheated them out of a chance of history. And again, I know what the arguments are you guys will give me about pitch counts and, you'll throw all kinds of analytical stats at me, which I do not care about, guys. Let's watch the feel of the game. Let's have a little bit of common sense and understanding the moment you're in a particular game and in a particular place in history. This is what's wrong with the game today, guys. This is one of the things that's wrong with the game. That's why you're seeing attendance down early in the season. Weather's been bad. That'll be the excuses. I get it. And weather has been bad. Doesn't account for why the TV attendance viewership is down almost across the board. These are the things that cause these ripple effects and erode the fan interest in the game, other than these geeky 25-year-olds who want to throw stats at me that are just ridiculous. Understand the game. Understand the history of the game. This game wasn't invented in 1995. It was invented in 150 years ago, and we've had 23 opportunities for these. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. I hope you'll rip my argument apart. Tell me I don't understand the game today. I understand the game. I don't understand the game today. You'd be absolutely correct. Keep it. TGI Sports Talk.